aboard, hockey fans. Sorry we're joining you a little bit late here for this evening's contest between the visiting Eastern Washington University Eagles and your Western Washington University Vikings. Here at Bellingham Sportsplex just after 8 p.m. for the Vikings' last home stand of the season. Thanks again for joining us tonight. It is senior night for the Vikings, honoring their lone senior, fifth-year player number 3, Aiden Knabb, the alternate captain for the team and key contributor for years now. Starters this evening for the Eagles. In goal, number 33, Austin Kirby. Left defenseman, 74, Hayden Boring. The right defense will be number 2, Chad Haywood. Starting centerman for the Eagles, number 27, Will Mix. It'll be number 28, Greg Lind on the left wing, and the right wing will be Matt Lucero, number 24. For your Western Washington University Vikings, it'll be number 29, Anna Stensland, getting the start and goal tonight. Defenders, number 3, Aiden Knabb, the senior, and number 9, Dawson Roberts at the right defense. Starting center for the Vikings, Lucas Fantin. Left wing, Alex Stoneham, and right wing, Kevin McCracken, as Roberts takes it off the draw for Western. Now played off of an Eastern player at the bench by Fantin, who just barely gains the Eastern zone. Back the other way go the Eagles now. Pass to the near face-off circle, and back to the far corner it goes. That's Nix there. And it goes now out in front, still out in front of Stensland there. And too long for Fantin. As I'd like to apologize, folks, for the technical difficulties we seem to be having with the stream at the moment. We are working on that as we speak. And at the very latest, we should have that fixed by the first intermission here, as in is Robledo now for Western defensively, and Lind gains the zone for the Eagles. Now out in front, Stensland pokes that back to the corner. And McCracken plays that one around there, trickling in behind Stensland. Now out to Stoneham. Stoneham through the neutral ice, a 2-on-2 for Western, as Stoneham holds, carries, and shoots on Kirby, but blocked away. Now out from behind goes Eastern. High pass. McCallum unable to glove that one down. Robledo plays it back past the red line for Western, though. Now in go the Vikings. Good hold there by Robledo. McCallum out front. No one home on the pass, and Eastern heads back the other way once more. (18 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the first period here in this one. As the pass is played to Budnick. Now in there for Western. Budnick out for McCallum, but too long, so back the other way it goes. Robledo once more settles it down. Turns it over, though, but McCallum's able to get it back for Western. Now Robledo waits and passes. Once more, McCallum loses it. That's Dinwoody for Eastern. Plays it D to D. Now Brett Sparks for the Eagles plays it to Minderman, who turns it over to the senior Knabb for the Vikings. Knabb in behind Stensland now. Pass off a skate there as that one inadvertently broken up by Ivor Jackson, and up out of play for our first stoppage. 17 minutes, 29 seconds remaining on the game clock now. As whistle off that face-off there. That's Minderman and Stoneham in there for the Eagles and Vikings respectively. Stoneham joined by Keats Montrose. And Evan Cloutier, the forwards. Defensively, Knabb and Roberts for the Vikings. Stoneham attempted to play that one in, taken by Barger for Eastern. As they look to break out, gaining the Western zone as Eastern. Shot flipped in on Stensland, easy save there. Roberts in behind Stensland now, rather. 16:50 remaining in the first period as that one trickles into the neutral ice, taken by Eastern and wrapped around behind Stensland. Now pass out in front, nothing comes of it. Puck trickles across the front of Stensland's net there, but nothing doing for Eastern as Nab plays it once more behind Stensland. D to D, it's Roberts. Again, Roberts. Now long pass, Roberts gaining the zone as Western. Montrose chases now. And fans on the pass as Eastern goes the other way. Jackson, nice job breaking that play up for Western, and then Budnick sends it around. Budnick is in the Eastern bench currently, and penalty coming. As Budnick was driven into Eastern Washington's bench on that play. It's a roughing penalty. Assessed number 18, Joseph Porco. 3 minutes 53 seconds in the first period. So Western goes on the power play. Off the face-off there, Eastern control, wrap around, and Roberts unable to hold it in for Western. Roberts taking it from Stensland now. In behind Stensland is Roberts. Setting up, and now pass out to the neutral ice. Ivor Jackson, he's got Stoneham there, 2-on-2. And pass out front to Stoneham, shot there, and couldn't see if Kirby got a stop or Stoneham just couldn't quite get it on goal, but a good chance already in this power play for Western. Minute and 20 seconds now remaining on the man advantage. Jackson back through the neutral ice. Good job protecting the puck, beating a man. Jackson waits, shoots, and saved. Vikings now threatening. It's left for McDonald. McDonald cycles it to Stoneham. Stoneham back to McDonald. McDonald shoots low, saved Kirby, and he'll hold it for a stoppage. 1 minute, 3 seconds remaining on the Porco penalty for Eastern. It'll be Roberts McDonald out there defensively. The power play unit for Western. Alex Stoneham in on the draw. Wings are going to be Jack McCallum and Aiden Nab. Coach McDonald, as we've seen this season, not afraid to move his players around. In particular on special teams, as McDonald has a shot off the face-off, unable to get to it though. Now Eastern wrapped around the far side and held by Roberts at the blue line. Roberts back into Nab, back to Roberts. Across the blue line to McDonald. McDonald shoots low once more, and another save by Kirby. Now back in behind Kirby is Stoneham to Nab in the far corner, and popped up to Stoneham, gloves it down and plays it to Nab as that shot was deflected high and out of play. 32 seconds remaining now on the Vikings power play. 14 minutes 39 seconds remaining in the first period, and this one's still tied up 0-0. That's McCallum in there on the face-off. Kraken and Fanton, the other two forwards, as it's Robledo and Budnick defensively. It's played by Robledo to the near corner. Budnick loses that one across the blue line. Pass too far for Robledo. Takes it now and plays it in over the Eastern blue line, where Kirby will take it behind his net. Wraps a pass along the boards, once more held by Robledo. Robledo shoots. Fanton was there and tipped the puck, but short of the goal. Now Budnick going back defensively for Western as they battle for it. Into the near corner they go. As Porco heads back on for Eastern. Some chances for Western there, but Eastern gets the kill on the first power play of the night as Stensland makes the glove save there. Loose rebound is controlled by Western. They're able to clear the zone just for a moment though. 13:45 remaining in the first period now. Robledo plays it along the far boards to Fanton for Western. Fanton's pass blocked, and A pair of skaters hit the ice as now Eastern goes in behind Stensland. Pass out front there, but no one home. Stensland is on the ice now. Stensland finally back in the crease. Now out front once more, loose puck and tipped back to the blue line where it's shot by Eastern and blocked wide. Now bouncing puck once more out front. McCallum will play that back down the length of the ice. And icing called. 13 minutes, 5 seconds now remaining in the first period, and this one again still knotted up 0-0. This veteran Eastern Washington team, 18 upperclassmen on the roster, second place currently in the Pac-8 conference. Just a few weeks left here in the regular season as Fanton takes that for Western and plays it in for a change. That's Montrose on for the Vikings. Montrose and Cloutier join Ivor Jackson as the forwards. Nab and Roberts back for Western. Roberts takes that one. Roberts now gaining the zone, shoots well high and into the netting. So another stoppage here with 12:41 remaining in the first period. Western, not the record they would have hoped for at the beginning of the season as we stand now, but this team's been much better at home throughout the season. They seem to have an advantage in chances early in this one with the Eagles of Eastern. Now off the face-off, it's along the near boards, a tussle for it. The puck held in by Ivor Jackson. Now D-to-D, Eastern, long pass, gaining the zone. Nab races back for it for Western. He'll take it behind Stensland and wire one too hard for Montrose, and an icing is called. I'd like to apologize again for the difficulties in our video stream this evening, folks. Again, we are working on that. With 12 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the period as a shot there off the face-off, stopped by Stensland. Good save by Stensland there. Now Jackson knocked down with a hip check just as he gains the zone for Western. Long pass. Barger has a shot. He will shoot, and it's wide of Stensland. Fanton unable to clear it for Western. Finally, it does trickle clear. I spoke too soon. Robledo there at the blue line. Takes it and passes D-to-D to McDonald. 11:40 remaining in the period. Now good pass from McDonald to Stoneham, but the play's broken up just as Stoneham gained the zone. Now tipped in by Eastern for a change, with 11:30 remaining in the first period. Again, folks, we will have this video stream running. I can't make any guarantees, but we'll do everything we possibly can at the first intermission here if we last another 11 minutes without this problem being worked out as Western battles forward in the corner now. Stoneham defensively there, and the pass is wrapped around the other side. Fanton, nice hit, and puck trickles to the corner where Stoneham's able to pick it up, and clearance attempt once more by Eastern, held by Fanton. Now he heads off for a change. Back the other way go the Eagles now. On the near wing, shot chance there, and they score. As that was number 9, Bobby LaRue, beating Stensland to the glove side. As Eastern takes a 1-0 lead in this one. Goal goes to number 9, Bobby LaRue, and the lone assist, number 11, Shane Smith, for the Eagles as they take a 1-0 lead at the 9 minutes 18 seconds mark in the first period. So 10 minutes 42 seconds to play now, and McCallum's in there for the face-off for Western as Roberts takes it off the face-off but loses it. Now Roberts once more run into, but able to clear the zone for Western. Jackson there to chase. Jackson Passes around behind. McCracken was there, but unable to control it. Funneled into McCracken now, and Kraken and Jackson play catch there, and it's cleared by Eastern as bouncing puck hopped right over the stick of Aiden Knabb there. Now Roberts pass off the boards, taken by McCallum and lost by McCallum. Now the puck loose. Eastern takes it out front. Losing the puck there was Mix. Nice poke check by Knabb, breaking that play up. Pass out front once more, saves Stensland. There's a good chance on the one-timer there by Lind, but right into the chest protector of Stensland. Stensland, the freshman, getting the start tonight in place of the Vikings' regular keeper, Jake Holden, also a freshman. Vikings without a number of important players tonight, including Holden, as that play is broken up there. Puck bounces back and forth in the neutral ice. Again, the Vikings missing important players, including Holden, Andrew Gamble, and they score as a pass there from Roland Robledo was flipped out in front. Stoneham tipped it home, beating Kirby low to the stick side on the one-timer, and we are knotted up once more at 1-1 with 9:21 remaining in the first period. Once again, that was Alex Stoneham tipping home the one-timer on the nice feed from number 11 Roland Robledo for the Vikings. Stoneham, the captain, nice job using his large frame there out in front. As Robledo holds that one in off the draw for the Vikings. In behind Kirby now is Eastern. Cloutier and Montrose there for Western. As that one goes the length for an icing with 9 minutes left on the first period clock here. It's going to be McCallum in there for the face-off for Western. Budnick and Jackson the wings. Jackson looking to backhand a pass out front there, but broken up. Now Eastern heads the other way. A 3-on-2 through the neutral ice to the near wing out front. And either one too many passes or a well-errant shot there is a chance for Eastern, but no shot on goal. That one flipped wide of Stensland. To the near corner they go. Back the other way from the blue line, a slap shot wide of Stensland. Still Eastern possesses. Pass wrapped around. And once more back the other way to the near corner. It's the goal scorer LaRue there to take it for Eastern as Boring plays it in, broken up by Robledo, but Eastern's able to hold the zone there. Now the puck in behind Stensland once more, out to the near boards, past the blue line. As Haywood retreats and recovers for Eastern. Now Stevenson will fire that one high as Stensland as Eastern changes. Knabb in behind Stensland, plays it out to McCallum. Turned over, but offsides was Eastern. For the Vikings, it's McCracken, Fanton, and Stoneham, backed by Roberts and Knabb. Again, Aiden Knabb being honored tonight on senior night as he takes the puck there, plays D-to-D to Roberts. Knabb, the Vikings' only senior this season. As McCracken heads in behind there. Eastern takes it briefly, but Fanton will wrap that one back around. McCracken's there, backhands a pass out front, nobody home, not much on it anyway. As Fanton takes down a man there. Puck all the way back out to Roberts. And looks like it might be a penalty coming. And correction, offsides. Nope, it is a penalty to Lucas Fanton. And roughing assessed to Fanton of the Vikings. So a roughing for Eastern and a roughing for Western so far in this one with 12 minutes 52 seconds played. It's McCallum now on the penalty kill for the Vikings, winning that face-off, and it's cleared by Western. Boring takes it and plays D to D out to the neutral ice. McCallum there to break it up, taken by Jackson. He has a one-on-one now, but Eastern gets back. Jackson holding it on the boards. McCallum plays back to McDonald. McDonald's clearance off of McCallum, stuck in the Western zone. Still able to get it out as far as the Eastern blue line, where the Eagles will pick it up once more. That's Lucero for Eastern. Out front now and a shot blocked by McDonald. Still Eastern possessing. Back out to Boring on the point. Cycled now to Haywood. Shot blocked by Hensland, still loose in front. Played back out to Boring. Now pass across, one-timed, and blocked, bouncing in front, then kicked by Stensland. Now it winds up with Eastern once more. A nice play by McCallum there to knock a man off the puck. And that one is cleared down, where Kirby will play it, but only as far as Ivor Jackson along the far boards, just inside the Eastern blue line. 40 seconds remaining on the Fanton penalty for Western now. Eastern finally regaining the zone. Shot opportunity there, but blocked once more. Now Lucero leaves it for Shuck. Cycled by Eastern. Pass out front as McDonald is down on one knee to play that one. And held in by Shuck. 20 seconds remaining on the Fanton penalty now. Again, still knotted up 1-1 here with 5 minutes, 20 seconds to play. Back out to the blue line, cycled to Shuck. Shuck shoots through traffic, blocked wide once more. And Porco one-times that one, blocked by Mark McDonald once again as Lucas Fanton heads back out for Western. So the Vikings back to even strength as Mark McDonald with some crucial shot blocks on that power play for the Eagles. Now McCracken for Western plays it out past the red line, out past the Eastern blue line, and icing is waved off. That one's wrapped around, taken by Montrose for Western at the blue line. Montrose plays one to McCallum. McCallum shoots, save, rebound loose, still loose in front. Now back around it goes. Eastern able to clean up there. And wrapped in around now, rather taken by Nab. Nab's pass to Montrose for Western. Broken up as Eastern's able to gain the offensive zone once more. Robledo in there, now McCallum poking it for the Vikings. Montrose back, shot through traffic, kicked by McCallum, and to safety. Now Montrose almost with a breakaway, but knocked off the puck. Passes out front. No one home for Western as it's gloved down by Stevenson around the red line. Now dumped in by Eastern. Goes to the far corner and up to the boards. Lucero there for the Eagles. McCallum in behind. Rebound out front. Stensland sprawling. Still the puck loose. Along the far boards now. Another shot in. That one tipped in on Stensland, but she kicked it. And still, now McCallum. Now McCallum dumps for a line change for Western as McCracken and Stoneham join Fanton in there, who's behind Kirby battling. Still possessing the puck, and a shot there off the backhand pass by McCracken, but too wide. Now Eastern. Stoneham tried to break that one up, but Eastern gaining the zone. Now loose in front of Stensland once more. And played away by Western, but Back in behind the goalie it goes. Roberts there to take it for the Vikings. 2 minutes 45 seconds remaining now in the first period. Stoneham pass for McCracken, who plays it back to the blue line. Stoneham chases it down. No one was home for Western. Able to hold it in behind Kirby for a change. It's now McCallum, Jackson, and Budnick, the forwards, as Robledo's back defensively, pass out front. And Eastern unable to get a stick on it. As Mix goes in there on the far boards, taken down. Another shot in on Stensland, played wide by Nab, and whistle will have a penalty come in. It's going to be a call against Cameron Budnick for Western. It's going to be a trip assessed to Budnick at 17:54 in the first period. As the Western bench in some disagreement with that call, Eastern heads back on the power play with 2 minutes 6 seconds remaining in the period. Now the officials, some discussion with the Western bench. It's going to be another penalty assessed to Western. It'll be McCracken serving the penalty, the bench minor. So Western still receiving some explanation. Stoneham's out there with the officials around center ice. Now Stoneham heads to the bench. 5-on-3 advantage now for Eastern, as Jackson, McDonald, and Roberts, the penalty killers for Western. Taken by Roberts off the draw, up the near wing, and he's able to clear it down the length of the ice. Porco gathers for Eastern. Now through the neutral ice, 2 full minutes, of course, of 5-on-3 advantage for Eastern, as we're 25 seconds in now with 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining in the first period. Cycled to Shuck on the blue line. Shuck wheels back, leaves it for Porco. Pass inside, Eastern unable to control. McDonald pokes it, and Jackson clears. Minute 20 remaining now on the penalties to Budnick and the bench minor served by McCracken. Eastern once more gains his own. It's cleared once more by Ivor Jackson. 1 minute remaining now on the 5-on-3. So far, nothing doing for Eastern here. Now Lynn down the near side for Eastern. In behind, Stensland goes Lynn's. Carries it and leaves it for Haywood, who was unable to control, so it trickles back into the Eastern zone. Haywood picks it up. Haywood wheeling. Now across center ice, he passes it. And a drop pass there. Shot stopped by Stensland and out of play. 27 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3 for Eastern. 33 seconds remaining in the period. Again, with Holden, Hoffman, Gamble, and Hoytink out for the Vikings this evening, along with Bailey McNanny. Looking a bit thin on the bench as Stensland makes the first save there of this 5-on-3 for Eastern. Solid kick save for Stensland. Good rebound control that time for the stoppage. Now 25 seconds remaining in the period. 19 seconds on the penalty as McCallum wins it cleanly for Western, but it's held by Haywood at the blue line on the clearance attempt. Now cycled back to Haywood. Haywood steps up and shoots, kicked wide by Stensland. One-timer off the rebound, they score. So with 12.8 seconds remaining in the first period, Eastern takes a 2-1 lead. And big Cam Budnick heads back to the bench for Western. It's number 74, Hayden Boring, the goal scorer for Eastern. Goal scored by Boring, assisted by number 9, Bobby LaRue. LaRue's second point of the evening, as McDonald takes that off the face-off for Western and plays it in behind Kirby. Eastern there to pick it up. Now the box clear for Western as the buzzer sound. After one, your score 2-1 Eastern Washington University Eagles over the Vikings, with 20 minutes played so far in this one. Again, folks, I want to thank you for bearing with us through these technical difficulties, and apologize if our video drops entirely at any point during this intermission. We're going to be doing some more intensive troubleshooting now to try and get this worked out for the remaining 2 periods of the game. I'll be right back with you folks ahead of the start of the second period with around 5 minutes to go in the first intermission here. Again, thanks for joining us this evening, and thanks for sticking it out through these technical difficulties. We'll be right back with you ahead of the second period. Again, folks, my apologies. Just had to restart our stream here in this Pac-8 contest between the Eastern Washington University Eagles and your Western Washington University Vikings. Hope everybody finds their way over to the new stream all right. We'll have a new link posted up on the Facebook page shortly. Again, I want to apologize for those technical difficulties this evening. Looks like our stream should be behaving itself the rest of the way as, again, the first period finished up tonight. Eastern Washington 2, Western Washington 1. Stoneham, the goal scorer for the Vikings. LaRue and Boring, the goal scorers for the Eagles. Eastern, of course, second place in the Pac-8 this season. Just a few more weeks left in the regular season as the Pac-8 tournament kicks off Friday, February 8th in South Lake Tahoe, California. Top 4 teams from the north and south of the conference will be making their way down to South Lake Tahoe, of course, including the second place in the conference Eagles. Again, 18 upperclassmen on this experienced Eastern Washington team. 11 of those players seniors in comparison with Western's lone 4th or 5th year player, number 3, Aiden Knabb. Shots on goal in the first period, a 17-6 advantage for the Eagles of Eastern. Now, 20 minutes back up on the clock ahead of the second period in this one. Kirby and Stensland take their places in goal. It'll be LaRue and Stoneham in there for the draw. I'd like to welcome aboard any latecomers to our second attempt at a stream of this Pac-8 conference matchup, as the second period is now underway. That's McCracken for the Vikings, playing that one only as far as Boring at the Eastern blue line. Now Eastern gains the zone, shot high and into the netting there. Rather loved by Stensland. 19:46 remaining in the period now. Stoneham and LaRue back in there for the face-off. Vikings, of course, attacking left to right across your YouTube screen in this second period. As a shot there, tipped low, and another shot on the rebound. Stensland lost it, but she had it. 19:31 remaining in the period. And still Stoneham and LaRue, the centermen, there in there for the draw for Western and Eastern, respectively. This face-off goes in behind. Stensland taken there by Knabb, who's able to clear the Western zone. Stoneham controls it now. Stoneham in across the end line. Pass out front for Fanton, unable to get a shot off. Now Eastern heads the other way. It is LaRue for the Eagles. LaRue carries in behind Stensland. Pass out front there. Shot, rebound, loose. They score. With 19:08 remaining in the second period, Eastern takes a 3-1 lead in this one. As that rebound was loose for a second, and the Eagles able to capitalize. Goal scorer number 26, Brandon Stevenson for the Eagles. LaRue gets the assist for Eastern. Now off the face-off, McDonald plays it up along the near boards. Slapped in by McCallum, but taken by Lind for Eastern. McCallum breaks that one up, but still the Eagles control as Mix was knocked off that puck by McDonald. Now all the way back down to Kirby it goes. He'll play it for his mate there. To the near corner. Robledo there for Western. Shot by McCallum. Gloved by Kirby and an immediate whistle. Kirby never secured that one in the glove. 18:42 remaining now in the second period here. As Eastern, again, moments ago, taking a 3-1 lead in this one. Robledo holds the zone for Western, but they end up in a 3-on-2 briefly. Eastern pulls back, and a one-timer right across the front there, and they score. Just like that, Eastern has blown this game wide open in the second period, 4-1. As now the Vikings with an uphill climb ahead. Goal scorer for Eastern on the one-timer, Matt Lucero. Lucero taking the pass from Joseph Porco and depositing that low on Stensland's stick side. Freshman never had much of a chance for Western, as that's slapped into the Eastern zone off the face-off there for an icing. Now 18:25 remaining in the second period as Eastern leads 4-1. This Western team has the offensive talent, no doubt, to mount this comeback. Showcased as much with an 11-2 victory over Washington State in their last game a week ago Sunday, but Eastern scores again off the draw. That puck loose for just a moment out front, and once more deposited by the Eagles. So now just a minute and 39 seconds into this period. Eastern takes a 5-1 lead. Goal scorer for Eastern, number 28, Greg Lind. As those loose pucks have been a problem for Western all night. Robledo now plays it to McCracken. McCracken's pass broken up by Barger. Now it's back with McDonald. McDonald pressured now, losing the puck. They go to the corner to battle for it. Pass out front, one time, once more high. Save by Stensland, and once more the rebound popping loose, but just a second after the referee's whistle. 17:50 remaining now in the period. As Western suddenly finds himself facing a 4-goal deficit in this one. The only luck they've had so far against Austin Kirby for Eastern. A one-timer where he had no chance, as a penalty's coming. It's going to be Eastern penalty. It's going to be a trip assessed to Barger for Eastern. 17:44 remaining in the second period as Barger heads to the box. 2 minutes for tripping. Western with the man advantage now and facing a 4-goal deficit. Definitely one that they'd like to take advantage of here with a quick goal. So that's Stoneham in, winning the draw. McDonald now on the blue line. McDonald shot through traffic and tipped just wide of the goal. Another shot there. Now McDonald once more at the blue line, holds it in, plays it back to the near corner. Back out to McDonald. McDonald shot once more. A shot pass there to Nab. Nab with another shot. Good chances for the Vikings here as they threaten now. Dawson Roberts cycles it to McDonald. McDonald shoots through traffic more. Blocked this time, and it clears the Western zone. Out past the red line. Now a 2-on-1 for Eastern. Shot. Nice block there by McDonald and poked to the corner by Stensland. Now Roberts gathers it for Western. Roberts across the blue line. He has Stoneham and Jackson on the wings. Stoneham now out front. Stoneham shoots and he scores! Alex Stoneham with a beautiful shot into the top right corner, beating Austin Kirby on the power play. Just what the Vikings needed, as it was Stoneham from Dawson Roberts at 4 minutes and 7 seconds in the period. Now a 2-5 lead for Eastern, but Western has life. The captain with his second goal of the night for Western, and a beauty at that, beating Austin Kirby to the top right corner. Nothing Kirby could do. Now it'll be McCallum out there for the face-off for Western. Back to Roberts. Versatile defenseman. The sweet skating defenseman Roberts plays that one up, and now taken by Eastern. It's Haywood there. Back in on Stensland it goes. She'll glove that one for a stoppage. Now D-zone face-off coming for Western. 16:36 remaining in the period. Once more it'll be McCallum in there on the draw. Montrose and Cloutier the wings as Eastern wins that one. It's Haywood with the shot through traffic, blocked by McCallum. Another shot there. Well wide of Stensland. It goes to the corner, played up to Cloutier in the near boards. Another shot wrapped around to the far side. Out to Boring on the point for Eastern. Now another shot, but blocked. Poked in on Stensland, but Western's able to clear that one as Montrose will play it down into the Eastern zone. LaRue there for the Eagles. He's run into, it's taken by Boring. Now once more LaRue had a head of steam, but lost the puck. Cloutier able to play that back into the Eastern zone. The Vikings will get a change. Robledo pokes that one. Roberts back in front of Stensland there for Western. It goes in behind the goal. Now out in front. Pass across the front once more, and they score. And Eastern wasting no time in answering that one. The power play goal by Alex Stoneham canceled just minutes later. Brandon Stevenson gets the goal for Eastern. The assist going to A.J. Makesh and Joseph Porco. Again, canceling out that beauty of a power play goal by Alex Stoneham a moment ago. McCracken takes that one for Western. Behind Kirby. McCracken still possessing along the end line there. He plays it up and along, and clearance attempt there off the boards is a big hit by Fanton. Buries the skater, but Lynn goes the other way with a toe drag. Shot blocked by McDonald. And a whistle there. It's going to be a penalty coming. And that's going to be penalty assessed to Fanton. It's going to be another rough assessed to Lucas Fanton. Hit there on Matt Lassaro. Fanton having a rough go of it tonight in terms of calls. As forward brings a physical game on a night-to-night basis, and the referees seem to disagree with that tonight. Now Shuck on the blue line for Eastern, as the Eagles head to the power play with 15 minutes remaining in the period. Now out on the point, Shuck once more. Back in deep he goes. And cycled now to Porco. That's Mix in behind now. Eastern still possessing, back to Porco. Cycled once more, and that one broken up. As Mix takes it, run into by Stoneham there. Stoneham pokes at it, but it's back to Porco. Shot through traffic. This one tipped high, but wide of Stensland. Now in behind, it's Lynn for the Eagles. Pass out front, Stoneham there to clear it. Played by Kirby with a minute remaining on the Eastern power play. Long pass to Lind. but offsides was Eastern. So a few more precious seconds off this Eastern power play for the Western penalty kill. So it's McDonald, McCracken, Jackson, and Roberts, the penalty killers for Vikings coach Larry McDonald. Jackson in there on the draw against LaRue, and into the referee they go, eventually possessed by McDonald. McDonald will flip that one high on the clearance. Taken by Haywood, though, cleanly. With 45 seconds remaining on the penalty, he gains the zone. McCracken there for Western. Now McDonald in deep. McDonald battles for it. In behind they go. McDonald takes the man down. And delayed penalty coming as Eastern gets an extra attacker on. And the delayed penalty whistled there with no touch-up by Western as McDonald heads to the box. He'll be joined, though, fortunately for Western. It's going to be an unsportsmanlike. Assessed to Taylor Barger for Eastern. The rough to Mark McDonald. And the unsportsmanlike assessed to Taylor Barger. As the two of them still some jawing back and forth. And after some discussion from the refs, we'll have what right now looks to be a 5-on-3 for Eastern, despite the unsportsmanlike. Assessed to Barger. As McCallum, rather Budnick, now finally takes the ice for Western. And at 5-on-4, we're all set. 20 seconds of power play remaining for Eastern on the Fanton roughing penalty, and then it'll be McDonald and Barger remaining in the box. Now wrapped around and taken by McCracken along the near boards. Jackson with a head of steam, in on Kirby, protecting the puck. Jackson shoots and he scores! Short-handed, Ivor Jackson beats Austin Kirby with a beautiful deke across the front of the goal, warding off a defender. Jackson with the goal. I believe that's going to be unassisted. That's Ivor Jackson, number 18, wearing number 18 this evening rather than his usual 8. 4 seconds remaining on the Fanton penalty, as it's going to be unassisted. Goal for Ivor Jackson, shorthanded on the beautiful move, beating Kirby 3-6 now. Eastern leads, and a whistle off the ensuing face-off. 13 minutes, 14 seconds remaining now in the period. I'd like to apologize again, folks, for our technical difficulties with the stream earlier this evening. I hope everyone found their way over to our new stream fine. As Fanton heads back out for Western, back to even strength. Now just McDonald and Barger in the boxes. Fanton up the far boards. Fanton fighting through contact. Penalty coming. And now Western will head to the power play, as this one starting to get a little sloppy here. Sparks to the box. That's interference. 2-minute minor assessed to Brett Sparks for Eastern Washington University, as he held Fanton off of that puck after Fanton dumped it in along the far boards. So now, with 12 minutes 55 seconds remaining in the period, Western heads to the power play down 3 goals. Forwards will be Jackson, and Stoneham, tonight's goal scorer, is joined by Nab, the team's lone senior, again being honored tonight on senior night as another whistle is blown off the face-off. Defensively, Roberts and McCallum for the Vikings, so legitimately 5 capable forwards out there. As Roberts takes that one at the blue line for Western. Shot there, tipped by Stoneham once more, and they score! Just like that, Western is right back in it. Looks to be Aiden Nab, the senior, scoring the goal on senior night as Sparks heads back to the bench for Eastern. Now just a 2-goal deficit for Western as number 3, Aiden Nab, gets the goal, assisted by number 17, Alex Stoneham. Stoneham, the Vikings captain, with a fantastic game this evening. And another good power play by the Vikings there, wasting no time and scoring once more. 4-6 Eagles. Looks to be a timeout Eastern. So a 4-6 deficit now for Western. Of course, no small task, but much less than the deficit they faced even in this period, and obviously setting themselves up for a competitive final 12 minutes in the second period here and a third period going forward. Donald and Barger still in the box for Western and Eastern respectively. Again, folks, shots on goal advantage after the first period was 17-6 for Eastern. And Eastern still with a 1-goal advantage in terms of scoring this period, but you have to feel like the shots have been much more competitive as Western has been buzzing and especially effective on that power play. Trio of points thus far for Alex Stoneham as he scored the Vikings' first 2 goals and set up Nab's power play goal a moment ago, as once more we have a whistle off the face-off. 12:42 remaining in the period. That's Jackson, McCallum, and Budnick, the forwards for Western, backed up by Roberts and Nab defensively. Nab played it to Roberts. Dangerous play there. They were right next to each other as Roberts had to force that one out of the zone, but now it's back to Nab and a safer D-to-D pass there. Long pass by Roberts, taken by Eastern. Boring broke that one up. Now puck loose in front, bouncing after it was broken up by Roberts. Eventually winds up with McCallum the other way. Turned over once more, though. It's Haywood in for Eastern. Pass out front there. Good chance for Lucero for a one-timer, but couldn't get a shot off as Budnick flips that one in on Kirby. Bouncing puck, glove to the ice for a stoppage. 12 minutes, 1 second remaining in the period. Once again, thanks for joining us on the Western Washington University Hockey Club YouTube stream of this Pac-8 conference between your Western Vikings and the Eastern Washington University Eagles. And once again, I'd also like to apologize for technical difficulties we had earlier in the game. Hope everyone found their way to the new stream all right. As that puck goes out of play, 11 minutes, 56 seconds remaining in the period now. That'll be Stoneham in on the face-off for Western. Robledo plays that off the draw. Glove by Porco for Eastern. He'll play it back around. McCracken's there for Western. It's taken by Roberts on the point. Roberts unable to possess it now, still battling for it, and it winds up with Stoneham in the far corner. Stoneham in behind Kirby. Stoneham pass out front, bouncing puck. Shot there by Robledo. And a good save by Kirby. Close, as a dangerous shot there from Roland Robledo for the Vikings. Western now holds the puck in. McCracken kicks it from the corner in behind Kirby. As Kevin McCracken, a late addition for this Vikings team, puts a hit on there. Not the world's largest forward, but he brings a heavy game. That one's flipped in by Roberts. Fanton gives chase. That's Micho there for Eastern. Now Roberts forces it in deep for Western. Roberts possesses the puck. Backhand shot blocked there. 10 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in the period. McCallum gathers that in the Western zone. Backhands a pass up to Montrose, who will flip it into the Eastern zone. Robledo now intercepts one. Losing the puck, though, is Robledo, as loses his feet. And we'll have a penalty coming. Looks like it's going to be a trip called against Eastern as McDonald and Bargar head back to their benches. Now to the box for Eastern. A pair of players to the box for Eastern now, as Minderman, the captain, Zach Minderman, is joined by Joseph Porco in the box for Eastern. Likely, one of these two will likely be assessed a trip after Robledo hit the ice. So Minderman gets 2 minutes for cross-checking. And Minderman, the captain for Eastern, gets a 10-minute misconduct for abuse of officials in response to the cross-checking penalty. Now 10 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the period, as Western heads to the power play. Down 2 goals in this one. And controlling off the face-off. Nab back to McDonald. McDonald shoots one through traffic, loose in front. Another shot wide there, and another whistle. As 7 seconds trickle off the Western power play, and we're down to 10:23 remaining in the period. Looks like Kirby's net came off one of the posts there. With that reset, we'll line it up once more. It'll be Stoneham in there on the draw for Western. And controlled behind by Eastern briefly, but another whistle. As Kirby's net is off again. So 10:18 remaining in the period, minute 48 remaining on the Western power play. Minderman, again the Eagles captain, 10 minutes in the box. And once more on the near dot, Stoneham loses it for Western and flipped down the length of the ice clear as the Eastern skater there chases. McDonald into the boards, joined by Roberts. Roberts takes it now. Roberts off the boards to Jackson. Jackson flips that in behind. Kirby will play it. Up the boards it goes, held by Jackson there. Jackson leaves it for Nab. Nab waits in the corner. Out to McDonald on the point. Shot through traffic. They score! Just a 1-goal deficit now for Western as Mark McDonald wires home the wrister on the power play. And all of a sudden, 5-6. So McDonald, the goal scorer for the Vikings, assisted by the senior Aiden Knapp, his second point of the evening, and Ivor Jackson with his second point of the evening. As correction, misconduct assessed to Porco, Minderman back out, rather back on the bench for Eastern. Now lined up, we'll have a face-off after McDonald cuts the Eastern lead to just 1 here in an action-packed second period. With 4 goals apiece, as that one's loose out in front of Stensland, still loose in front of Stensland, wraparound attempt there. Still loose in behind Stensland now pass out front, and just wide it goes. Fanton there for Western. Fanton clears it all the way down to the far dot in the Eastern zone. Roberts now for Western, D to D. Nab retreating and pass played into the Eastern zone by McCracken. Stoneham and McCracken chasing for Western. Now LaRue for the Eagles. Run into by Robledo, but he maintains possession. In behind he goes, pass out front but wide. Now flipped high by Stoneham and held there for Eastern. McCracken runs into the Eastern defenseman. Puck played to the corner. Now Fanton flips it across center ice. Kirby comes way out to play this one. He'll settle it down for Mix in behind. Now Mix goes D to D. Eastern gaining the zone. That's Mix there chasing. Robledo in defensively for Western. Still in behind now in the near corner. McCallum possessed it for a moment. Pass to Cloutier. Cloutier gets it clear but is run into. Now Boring for Eastern. To Lucero. Pass out front but no one home. McCallum takes it, beating a man. Tripped up is McCallum, but no call. As that one trickles just past Stensland. As the Western goalie must have lost sight of that one. Not a lot of velocity, but a goal for Eastern. Seven minutes, 49 seconds remaining in the period as Eastern goes back up by 2. Looked to be an obvious trip there on McCallum, but no call. Eastern taking full advantage on the other end and scoring one of the quieter goals you'll see for a 5-7 lead as they flip it in behind Stensland off of that one. 7 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the period. Stoneham unable to clear for Western. Puck through traffic is wide of Stensland, and Jackson gets it out to the red line as offsides was Eastern. 7:25 now remaining in the second period. A 5-goal period for the Eagles of Eastern Washington University. 4 of their own for Western Washington, but unable to cut into this deficit. High scoring, back and forth game this evening. As Robledo takes that one for Western, flips it in all the way to Kirby, who will play it along the near boards. Budnick was there for Western to force it back in now, in behind Kirby and a whistle. Not sure what for, but we'll have an offensive zone face-off here with 7 minutes, 11 seconds remaining in the period. It's McCallum in there on the draw as Eastern plays it around. Robledo takes it, pass knocked down, and Eastern eventually, Robledo once more will play that one in behind Kirby. Now Micho loses it to McDonald. McDonald Fires it into the far corner where Jackson will chase for Western. Now back to the far dot goes McDonald to gather this one. Pressure closing in. Long pass by McDonald, broken up. And a whistle there. Looks like a penalty coming against Eastern. Number 14, Jason Shuck to the box for the Eagles for the slash. So Western back on the power play now, down 2 goals. Stop me if this sounds familiar. McDonald shoots it. Rebound loose. In behind they go now, and a whistle as Western possessed the puck at the time of the whistle. 6:23 remaining in the period, and it looks like Kirby's net may have come off the post once more, which is getting to be a problem down there for Western's offensive rhythm, as that's the 3rd time they've had the puck in around Kirby's cage and it has come off. Now it's McDonald shooting off the face-off, and just wide was McDonald's shot. Still loose the puck in behind Kirby now. Bouncing, settled by Stoneham. Stoneham to McDonald on the blue line. McDonald shoots, tipped by Nab, but wide. Jackson's back there for Western. He plays it to the far dot. Nab now back to Jackson in the near face-off circle. Out to Roberts on the blue line. Roberts looking to shoot. No lanes, and he'll play it back into Jackson. Turned over. Eastern with 1:20 remaining on the penalty kill, now able to gain the Western zone and turns it over on the one-timer chance there. Pass across the front of Stensland's cage. Now Boring for the Eagles, leaves a drop pass there, loose, and Stensland grabs it. 5:37 remaining in the period and 1:05 remaining on the Western power play. Vikings will change. It's going to be Kraken, McCallum, and Budnick, the forwards, backed up by Fanton and Robledo for the Vikings as Budnick takes it off the draw. Played up to the near boards for Micho for Eastern. Robledo once more, though, past to McCracken. McCracken into the Eastern zone, loses the puck as Budnick's unable to hold it there at the blue line. Stensland comes out to play it now. As that pass from Budnick broken up. Robledo there, though. And off the Eastern skater's glove, it goes back into their zone. McCallum had to hold up. Kraken and Fanton off sides. Now McCallum pass to back to Robledo it goes, rather. Budnick the other way for Western, flipping it in. Kirby will play in behind. Wrapped around, Robledo sends it back the other way, but turned over. As a good lead pass now, and Eastern gains the zone with speed. Shot blocked there by Mark McDonald. 4 seconds remain on the penalty now for Eastern. 4 minutes and 30 seconds remain in the period as McCallum now possesses in the Eastern zone. Pass too hard there for Montrose. Montrose now in behind Kirby. Leaves it out front, but no one home for Western. That'll go down the length for an icing. 4 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the period. Still 7-5 Eastern in this one. It'll be Stoneham, Cloutier, and Montrose, the forwards for Western. McDonald and Robledo defensively. Again, this team missing a couple of key defensemen, skilled all-around players tonight. As that shot was saved by Stensland, looked like she didn't know where the rebound was, but it's cleared out of there by McDonald. Montrose gaining the zone.
Again, the Vikings tonight without Andrew Gamble and Kyle Hoffman. LaRue now for Eastern. LaRue, Deeks pass out front, but no one home. Stevenson shoots through traffic. That one blocked wide. Looked like the stick of Robledo. Now Cloutier. Stoneham. And Stoneham with a long pass, touched in by Montrose. Western gets a change. Montrose in behind Kirby and buried, and a penalty coming. As Montrose a little slow to get up after crashing into the boards awkwardly. But back to the bench he goes. 3 minutes, 11 seconds now remaining in the period as Boring, starting defenseman this evening for the Eagles, heads to the box. So 3:11 remain in the period. Western will head back to the power play. And puck at Nab's feet, didn't know where it was, locates it and passes to Stoneham now. Stoneham in behind. Stoneham to the near corner, out to McDonald on the point. McDonald shoots through traffic and he scores! Mark McDonald once more on the power play, once more a wrister from the blue line, and once more a one-goal game. As Mark McDonald, the second straight goal for Western. Assists go to rather officially shot tipped by Lucas Fanton, with assists going to Alex Stoneham and Aiden Nab, though I do think McDonald was the one who put that wrister in on Kirby. As again, with 2 minutes 45 seconds roughly remaining in the period, a 6-7 game and just a one-goal deficit for Western now in what's been a physical contest throughout. Some clean checking, some dirty checking, and a whole lot of jawing in between from these teams. Now Haywood chases and gathers in behind Kirby for Eastern, plays it up the far boards. There's a hit there by Jackson, but into the Western zone. Budnick's able to clear it to Jackson. Jackson across the blue line into the near corner. Jackson wheels in behind, still possessing Jackson. Out to Roberts. Roberts cycles to Robledo. Robledo shoots and tipped by Stoneham. Nice stick by Alex Stoneham there to get that one on goal. The shot was well wide, and Stoneham tipped it in, forcing Kirby to make a save. Minute 57 remaining in the period now. It'll be Stoneham, McCracken, and Fanton, the forwards for Western. As finally Eastern controls off the draw. It's Minderman shooting it wide of Stensland. Puck tipped out by Stoneham. Stoneham chases it, and Fanton possesses, but his pass blocked to the corner. Fanton out front, no one home for Western. McDonald from the point, he shoots, and they score! Western has tied it up in the second period after facing a 5-goal deficit in this one. 6 goals in the period for the Vikings, as another beautiful redirection there ties this one up with 1 minute and 32 seconds remaining in the second period. There's a couple of hats on the ice. Mark McDonald with unofficially his second goal of, officially rather, his second goal of the evening, and arguably unofficially his third. So once more, McDonald fires a wrister. Once more, the Vikings get a stick on it, and they beat Kirby for the 6th time in this period. Minute 25 remaining in a tie game. A minute 25 remaining in the second period of a tie game, I mean to say, as that one is touched up for an icing. Once more, folks, I mentioned it earlier in the period, but Eastern with a 17-6 advantage in the shots on goal in the first, and this one coming out of that period with a 2-1 lead over Western. And oh boy, have the Vikings scrapped their way back into this one. It's Montrose, Cloutier, and Fanton, the forwards now for Western. McDonald and Robledo back defensively. That one's passed by McDonald up to Montrose. Montrose shot blocked. Fanton breaks that one up though for Western. Robledo's able to poke it back towards Cloutier, who's run into. Now long pass there to enter the zone from Eastern, and a shot off the post. And a good break for the Vikings there. Still Eastern possessing, now turned over to Cloutier. Poked at and run into there. The near corner now, as Robledo comes away with it for Western. His pass to Montrose. Montrose able to get it as far as the Eastern zone, where they'll go D to D, and Mix tips it back in behind Stensland. McDonald wraps that one around to Jackson. Jackson to Fanton. Fanton knocks a man down after poking the puck forward to himself. Then Fanton is taken down. No penalty there. Now back the other way goes Eastern as the buzzer sounds. And a little stick to the shins of Ivor Jackson there from number 28, Greg Lind of Eastern. So Lind attempts to trip Jackson coming off the ice, then with words for him in front of the official. As it looks like some frustration from the Eastern players over the Fanton hit a moment ago, possibly in front of Eastern's bench, Western's bench. As a frustrated Eastern team heads into the locker room, the sounds of frustration come back out. Again, Eastern leading 2-1 after the first period, with a flurry of goals early in the second to lead by 5 briefly. And then back and forth they went until Western eventually tied it up on the wrist shot from the point by Mark McDonald. Now 15 minutes on the board for our second intermission in what is a tie game. Again, folks, I'm Walker Sakon for the Western Washington University Hockey Club. I want to thank you once more for tuning into this YouTube live stream of this Pack 8 contest. And I'll be back with you right ahead of the start of the third period for shots on goal totals and the conclusion of this exciting matchup.
Welcome back aboard ahead of the third period in this one, hockey fans. Thanks again for joining us in this Pac-8 conference matchup between the Western Washington University Vikings and the visiting Eastern Washington University Eagles of the ACHA's Division II. Tied 7-7 after 2 periods in this one, a game that was a 2-1 lead for Eastern after the first period and a 17-6 advantage on the shots board for Eastern in the first period. Western turned it around in the second with 6 goals in the period. Eastern did have 5 of their own, bringing us to our 7-7 score at the moment. Shots on goal totals through 2 periods a little more even, as Western had an 18-14 advantage in the second. Totals for the two teams now 24 shots on goal for Western and 31 shots on goal for Eastern. The hat trick this evening for, well, rather the would-be hat trick if it weren't for the active sticks of his teammates for Mark McDonald. Pair of goals for Alex Stoneham, 3 points for the Vikings captain in this one. On the other side, Brandon Stevenson has a pair of goals of his own for Eastern. You may recall Lucas Fanton hitting the ice at the end of the second period for Western. There was a 2-minute minor assessed to Hayden Boring, the starting defenseman for Eastern, on the play, with 000 on the clock. So at 0 minutes in the, or 20 minutes rather, in the second period, Boring picked up the 2-minute minor for a check to the back of Lucas Fanton. So in this tie game, Western will start the third period on the power play. "20 minutes of hockey to play in this one, which ultimately won't have much impact in the standing. Eastern solidly second place in the Pac-8, having already clinched their ticket as one of the top 4 teams in their division to the Pac-8 tournament on February 8th. And it's Stoneham in there on the draw for Western. He wins it cleanly against Mix. That's Nab now for the Vikings. Back in behind. Kirby plays it back out to Nab. Nab taken down there. Back to McDonald. McDonald shoots and gloved by Kirby. 19:43 remaining in the period. A minute 43 remaining in the Western power play. So still McDonald and Roberts defensively for Western. Nab, Stoneham, and Jackson filling out the power play unit. Stoneham in there, winning the draw, back to McDonald. McDonald shooting through traffic. Blocker save there by Kirby. Good job to get the blocker on it. Saved up into the netting. So we'll have another offensive zone face-off here for Stoneham and the Vikings. Minute 37 remaining on their power play. Now the pucks are dropped once more. Stoneham wins it to McDonald, who shoots it through traffic once more. Roberts now taking it for Western into the far boards. His pass for Nab was too wide. And Eastern heads the other way. That one was broken up by McDonald, but the Eagles take it in behind Stensland. Still Eastern possessing now. Shot there, goes high, bouncing into the near corner where Roberts picks it up for the Vikings. Now Dawson Roberts to Nab. Pass from Nab, broken up and alone on Stensland. Good save by Stensland, who plays the puck on the poke into Nab and bounces off of Nab's skate into the goal
for an Eastern lead, as it's just been that kind of evening for the Vikings. The captain, Alex Stoneham, signaling the team to take a breath. 18:56 now remaining in the period, still 57 seconds on the penalty to Boring, so Western still with a chance to come out of this penalty even, as Eastern takes an 8-7 lead at the 1 minute 9 second mark in the first period, third period rather. Now McCracken to McDonald. McDonald carries it into the corner, taken down there, winds up with Stoneham. Pass out front, broken up though. And sent back around by the Eagles. Micho there for Eastern, pressuring Roberts and McCracken, but finally it's played to Jackson and McDonald. McDonald now gaining the zone. McDonald leaves it for Stoneham. Stoneham with some space. Pass out in front. Bouncing puck loose. Still loose. The rebound shot across the front of the net. Back to McCracken on the blue line. Cycles it to Roberts. Roberts shoots through traffic once more. Again blocked short. Now back the other way goes Eastern, as they've killed that Boring penalty. And by that I mean the penalty to Hayden Boring, as Nab gathers in behind Stensland. Wheeling is Nab. And McCracken unable to hang on to it. And puck still loose in the neutral ice. Now Stevenson will flip that one in for Eastern. Wrapped around to the far corner. Nab is there for the Vikings, and he's able to clear Western zone. Now Boring and Haywood go D to D, and then Eastern makes the entry pass as Lind hits the ice there. No call. Pass in front, and they score once more. And in something of a repeat of the second period, a flurry of quick goals for Eastern Washington University, and a 2-goal lead, 9-7. At the 2 minutes 49 seconds mark in the third period. Goal scorer for Eastern Washington, number 4, A.J. Makesh, as Stensland gloves that one. 17:02 remaining in the period now. Again, the Vikings tonight, no Kyle Hoffman, no Andrew Gamble, no Trey Belmont, no Andrew Hoytink, no Bailey McNanny, and no Jake Holden. So key contributors from the D group, the forwards, and the regular goalie, all inactive this evening, as McDonald plays that to Cloutier. Held in by Eastern only momentarily as it bounces to Montrose and up to Jackson. Jackson's run into by Boring at the blue line, but able to play it around behind Kirby. Now turned over to Robledo, but Robledo was unable to possess it, and Haywood will give chase for Eastern, as once more it's turned over. And Eastern flips that one in from well behind the red line. Shuck is complaining about the icing call, but doesn't have a leg to stand on. It's Nab and Stoneham. Nab and Roberts, the D pair. McCracken, Stoneham, and Fanton, the forwards for Western, as it's back to Nab off the draw. Roberts plays it into Fanton. Fanton's run into there. Now out in front, McCracken shot into the chest protector and eventually the glove of Kirby. 16:14 remaining in the game now, as Western trails by 2. Still Stoneham in there for Western. The captain for the Vikings having a fantastic game tonight. Great two-way forward, extremely effective in the face-off circle, as, of course, he loses that one. Now pass across the front, broken up by Nab. Shuck shoots it, but wide of Stensland. Back to Porco, who plays it to the far corner. That pass broken up by Fanton, gloved by Shuck, but Stoneham heads the other way with it. Stoneham with a head of steam. Stoneham waiting, pass out front to McCracken. Great pass there. McCracken unable to get that one on goal. It was tipped high, but a great pass from Stoneham. Nab back to McCracken. Now Stoneham. Stoneham shooting, but unable to get that on net through the Eastern sticks. That one off Kirby's glove. Now Nab. D to D for Roberts, but the puck rolled on him, and Eastern heads the other way. Pass off the skate and grabbed by Lucero. He'll wheel with no numbers. Lucero waiting and run into there by McCracken as Nab's run into by Lind. And still they battle for it. Eventually it's Nab coming away with it. 15 minutes remaining in the period. In behind is Nab. Just able to get rid of it to Roberts, who clears the zone. But no one home for Western on the pass. 14:45 remaining now in the third period in this one. As that shot in on Stensland's kicked and gloved to the ice. 14:39 remaining in the period. Brett Sparks there with a nice move for Eastern. Shot found its way through traffic into the pad of Stensland. It's going to be McCallum in there on the face-off as Eastern controls. Shot by Sparks, blocked. Now McCallum into the neutral ice. He's got Jackson on his left. McCallum waiting, shooting, and high. Back the other way goes Eastern now. Sparks and Micho in there, shot wide of Stensland. Now loose in the corner. Robledo plays that one off the near boards. Jackson, long pass, too hot for Budnick. And an icing. Now 14 minutes remaining in the period. Eastern with a pair of quick goals in the third here after a high-scoring second that saw these teams tied 7-7. Again, now a 2-goal lead for Eastern as that's LaRue on the draw for the Eagles. In behind, now out front goes the puck. It's loose, and McDonald was able to get a stick on it, but LaRue comes away with it. Now once more behind Stensland it goes. Out front once more, McDonald to Budnick. Budnick knocked off the puck, and Eastern takes possession. As Budnick and Fanton there on the forecheck, turned over to Robledo. Now Montrose joins Fanton and Budnick. Pretty aggressive positioning from Robledo as well, but now the Vikings get back as Eastern gains the zone. McDonald picks that one up in behind. Stensland flips it off the boards over the head of big Cam Budnick, where Shuck will play it for Eastern. Now that one will be an icing. 12:57 remaining in the period. Again, as I said earlier, and as they proved a little after that, this Western team definitely has the offensive talent to hang with anyone in this Pac-8 conference. They can score goals. And they'll need 2 of them to tie this one up as Nab pokes that one to Roberts. Roberts' pass taken by Porco. Montrose got a glove on it, but unable to knock it down as it's wrapped back around by Eastern, picked up by Nab in behind Stensland. Now back it goes to Kirby off the stick of Shuck. Kirby will leave it behind. Clotier's there for the Vikings, but no one else in position for the chance. Stoneham loses it. Clotier turns it over. Back the other way. Lucero drop pass. Shuck shot from one knee there, and Stensland sprawling and gloves it. 12:07 remaining now in the third period. As that's Lucero, Matt Lucero wincing and grabbing the rear quarters there for Eastern. Western controls off the draw. That's Jackson along the near wing. He'll flip that one in on Kirby. Kirby gloves it for a stoppage. 11:57 remaining now in the period. Western still needs 2 goals to tie this one. 3 goals to win. That's McCallum in there on the draw for the Vikings. Controlled by Nab into Jackson. Jackson shot there. Chest protector saved by Kirby. And another offensive zone face-off coming for Western with 11 minutes 50 seconds remaining in the period. So still McCallum, Budnick, and Jackson the forwards as Nab retreats. D to D, Roberts to Jackson. Jackson unable to gain the zone, but now McCallum does. So McCallum run into there, and it winds up behind Kirby. Broken up by Jackson, who will take it. Pass out front. Budnick battling for position there. And Kirby will glove it. .11 minutes, 27 seconds now remaining in the third period. That's Stoneham, Fanton, and McCracken on for Western. Alex Stoneham in on the draw now. And he wins it over Minderman for the Eagles. Back in behind, McCracken takes it. McCracken knocked down. No call. Now Eastern the other way. Nab and Roberts retreating. Western defenders back as that one is easily gloved by Stensland. .11 minutes 6 seconds now remaining in the period. Stoneham, Fanton, and McCracken. Robertson Nab remains the unit on the ice for Vikings coach Larry McDonald. That one's played in behind to Nab. Nab to one knee. Still loose and back as McCallum hits the ice. Stoneham, rather. And delayed penalty there, but a whistle touched up by Eastern before Stensland could get off, and looks like that'll be Minderman heading to the box for Eastern. 2 minutes for cross-checking at 9 minutes 14 seconds in the third period. Assessed to Zach Minderman. So with 10:46 left to play in this one, down 2, Western heads back on the power play, having scored 4 of their goals there tonight. With another one of their 7 goals coming shorthanded by way of Ivor Jackson. And we'll have a timeout here. .10 minutes 46 seconds remaining in the game. Still a 2-goal lead for Eastern in this one. Minderman, that's Zach Minderman, the captain for Eastern, in the box. 2 minutes for cross-checking. Western will be on the power play at the conclusion of this timeout. Vikings will be back in action here at Bellingham Sportsplex tomorrow in the second of this two-game weekend series when they take on the Eastern Washington University Eagles, 7:15 p.m. Once again, we will be live streaming that game, as always, with Vikings home games on the WWU Hockey YouTube channel. I want to thank you again for joining us for this one here, as Eastern leads 9-7 with Western heading to the power play. And off the face-off, it's cleared down the length, 10 seconds run off the power play. Roberts now for Western. Roberts to Jackson. Into the corner, Jackson goes, played back out for Roberts, back to Jackson. Poked loose, but Stonem's there for Western. He'll wrap this one around to the near blue line. McDonald wasn't there, so the Vikings will have to reset. Minute and 25 seconds remaining on the power play. That one poked right in front of Stensland as McDonald's pressured there. Puck trickles loose, taken by his partner Roberts. Once more McDonald, now to Nab. Nab making a couple of moves through the neutral ice. Gaining the zone is Nab. Nab dumps it for Roberts. Roberts shoots through traffic, blocked wide there. Off the shin guard of Mix. Now McDonald. Now Nab with a shooting opportunity from the slot. He does, and pad save there by Kirby. Flipped out in front now by McDonald and taken by Eastern. They'll clear it down the length. 40 seconds remaining on the penalty to Minderman as this one's turned over by Western. And once more, it'll trickle back to Mark McDonald. McDonald to Nab. Now it's Dawson Roberts for the Vikings. Roberts with speed through the neutral ice. Once more down the near wing. Loses the puck. And Eastern heads the other way. 10 seconds remaining now on the Minderman penalty. Backhand pass there. Broken up. Stoneham plays it up the ice. And eventually Stoneham winds up with it. Gaining the Eastern zone as he's run into by Minderman. Fresh out of the box. Now Robledo and Budnick get back defensively for Western as Budnick's pressured and flips that one clear of the zone. Now Eastern once more. Minderman to the far corner where Budnick will play it for Western. Couple times broken up there by Makesh. Budnick finally able to get it as far as the blue line, but shot right back in on Stensland. And another shot there. There's a couple shots from Chad Haywood, but not much danger to Stensland. Now once more the Eagles in on Western. Shot on Stensland, that one wide. And a whistle. Seven minutes, 44 seconds remaining in the third period. It'll be LaRue in there for the Eagles, McCallum for the Vikings as Eastern controls off the draw. Boring pokes that one back into the near corner. Now Montrose run into by Boring late and no call. As Boring stepped to the chest of Montrose well after that puck was clear. Now in behind, out front now. Puck loose for a moment, but Cloutier is able to get it out of danger for Western. As that shot ripped low on the stick side, Eastern scores. Cracking double digits with that one and taking a 3-goal lead in the contest with 7 minutes, 7 seconds remaining. Western still hasn't broken onto the scoreboard in this third period.
So goal scored by number 26, Brandon Stevenson. That'll be a hat trick for Stevenson on the evening. Assist goes to number 4, A.J. McKesh. And you got to wonder if Western was a little distracted there by the no call on the boring hit on Montrose. It's the second time in this game we've seen a no call directly leading up to a Eastern goal. Maybe breaking the focus of the Western defense as Stoneham goes in behind now. It's Porco shooting from the blue line. They score once more. Eastern scoring in bunches tonight. And that goal sounds like that goal is going to go to Will Mix. It's going to be goal scorer number 27, Will Mix, from number 11, Shane Smith, and number 14, Jason Shuck, as Eastern opens up their second 4-goal lead of the game. 6:20 remaining now in the period. Jackson the other way for Western. And now a penalty coming. Likely going to be interference against the Eagles, as it'll be Dinwoody to the box, number 6. And it is 2 minutes for interference, assessed to number 6, Paxton Dinwoody. So Western heads back to the power play, down 4 goals with just over 6 minutes remaining in this one. Obviously quite a deficit, but this team proved in that second period that they can score goals, especially on the power play. And maybe a breath of life for the Vikings of Western Washington here as Stoneham ties his man up and Western controls off the draw, as is so often the case. Shot there, and a chest save Kirby. 6:04 remaining in the period with 1 minute and 53 remaining on the Dinwoody penalty for Eastern. It's Stoneham, Nab, and Jackson, the forwards, McDonald and Roberts defensively out there, the power play unit for Western. Stoneham once more on the draw. This time winning it cleanly, but to the only spot on the blue line where a D-man couldn't reach it, as it goes all the way back into the Viking zone. Now Nab will take it through the neutral ice. Leaves it for Roberts. Roberts across the blue line to McDonald. McDonald shoots. That one tipped by Roberts, Jackson rather. But a save Kirby with 5 minutes 45 seconds remaining in the period. So still 1 minute 34 on the Dinwoody penalty and the Western power play, but down 4 goals with 5:45 to go. Western can't waste any time here as they control it cleanly off the draw. Roberts to McDonald, played in front there and tipped to the corner. Roberts able to hold that one in for Western. Now out front it's Stoneham. Stoneham waiting, shooting, and a nice save there. Jackson to Stoneham. Stoneham with the one-timer, but a kick save by Kirby. As Stoneham hits the ice hard. Stoneham slow to get up now for Western without his stick. Jackson goes in behind, tripped up. We'll have a stoppage. Five minutes, 13 seconds remaining in the period. 1 minute and 1 second remain on the Dinwoody penalty. It'll be as Stoneham signals that he's all right, but still heading to the bench. Some confusion about the personnel right now for Western.
6 skaters on the ice as Nab heads off. So it'll be Roberts and McDonald on defense, McCallum, Fanton, and McCracken, the forwards. And McCracken's taken down off the draw by Shuck. McDonald with a nice move. Nice shot there by McDonald. Loose in front for a moment, but no one there for the rebound for Western. McDonald still possessing at the blue line. Another shot by Mark McDonald, this one wide. It's wrapped around and well past Roberts on the far point. Now McDonald will retreat for Western. And behind Stensland they go. There's Mix for Eastern, run into by Roberts. Roberts and McDonald battle for it. And a good job by Mix to pin that puck in the corner as precious seconds tick off of this Western power play. Now Western with a 3-on-1. Make that a 3-on-2 as Boring hustles back into the play. McCallum unable to make anything happen. 8 seconds remaining on the penalty now to Dinwoody. Robledo, one last shot. That one tipped low, loose in front. No one able to get to it. Dinwoody heads back out for Eastern. Western still in the zone as Haywood is tripped up and a whistle there. And it's going to be tripping minor assessed to Lucas Fanton for Western. 2 minutes for tripping. At 15:58 in the third period. 4 minutes, 2 seconds remain now. Still a 4-goal deficit here for the Vikings of Western Washington. And now a penalty kill rather, for the Vikings to boot, as Eastern heads to the man advantage for 2 of the final 4 minutes of play in this one, up 4 goals. Parco shoots that one. LaRue comes away with it for Eastern. Back to Parco, to Shuck. Hard pass for LaRue, he couldn't control it, and it's wrapped around by Western. Held in at the blue line by Shuck. Now in on Stensland they go, out front the puck and wide. It ends up in the corner with LaRue. Porco once more for Eastern on the blue line to Shuck, to LaRue. Rather Makesh, that was for Eastern. Shuck plays that one back in around to Makesh. Makesh overran the puck. Jackson now with a chance for it. Jackson beating one man, but unable to beat both. Now the Vikings will change, as Roberts did a good job stepping up and breaking up that play to Stevenson. Roberts now getting involved on the forecheck for Western. Again, the strong skating defenseman, as that one was flipped as far as the Eastern blue line by McCallum, now taken by Boring. And pass out in front there, but too hot. Now Eastern man fans on another pass behind as Haywood ends up with it on the blue line. Smith plays it around to Stevenson. Out front once more. Smith was there but couldn't get a stick to it. 3 seconds remaining on the Fanton penalty. Now Fanton heads out with 2 minutes left to play. Still an 11-7 lead for Eastern, as Fanton flips that one up, unable to get it clear, and then runs into the Eastern man but loses his skates. Roberts wards that one off to Nab, and it'll be a penalty coming. And it's going to be another penalty assessed to Eastern. It's Ottness to the box for the Eagles. Number 12, Keegan Ottness. And Fanton will receive a matching penalty, it looks. So, minute 41 remaining. It's a high stick on Fanton and a slash called against Ottness. Ottness to the box for Eastern, Fanton for Western. So with 1:41 remaining in this one and a 4-goal deficit for the Vikings to surmount. Well, assuming no goals, we'll play the final 1:41 of regulation at 4-on-4. It's going to be Stoneham and Jackson, joined by McDonald and Roberts for Western. Now Roberts off the face-off, as Western needs to take advantage of all this open ice, with the strong skaters out there to do so, as Roberts now, one man to beat. He has Jackson on the wing. Broken up though. Now Roberts in behind Jackson out front with the wraparound attempt, but unable to get it on goal. Winds up with McDonald. McDonald shoots in behind Kirby. Taken now by Sparks. He loses it to Roberts. Roberts with a nice move there, gaining the zone. Pass out front broken up though. Now under a minute remaining to play in this one, as that one's bouncing high. Gloves flying, it winds up rolling, and there's going to be a hand pass called. Likely going to be a hand pass going against Mark McDonald, I believe. So 50 seconds now remaining in regulation. Still an 11-7 lead for the Eagles of Eastern Washington. Now back in behind Stensland, picked up by McDonald there. McDonald wheels about, back in behind Stensland now. 33 seconds remaining. 30 seconds remaining. Now 25 seconds remaining as Jackson goes in behind, pass for Stoneham, unable to get a stick on it. McDonald winds up with it. Shot but nothing doing with 15 seconds remaining in the game now. Stoneham once more took it for a moment but lost it again as Stoneham goes into the boards there. Now McDonald, as the clock will hit zeros, and this one goes final. I want to thank you once again for joining us this evening, folks, on the Western Washington University Hockey Club live stream of this Pac-8 conference matchup between your Western Washington University Vikings and the Eagles of Eastern Washington University. Again, moments ago, this one going final with a score of Eastern Washington 11, Western 7, in a contest that was back and forth, high scoring through 2 periods, and Eastern scored 4 goals in the final frame to secure the victory and hang on to their momentum. Tomorrow night, these two teams will be back at it. Puck drop right around 7:15 p.m. here from Bellingham Sportsplex. That'll be the Vikings' final home game of this season. We'd love to see you down here at the Sportsplex. If you can't make it, hopefully you'll tune in to our YouTube stream. Once again, folks, I'm Walker Sakon for the Western Washington University Hockey Club. As the team circles up at center ice to salute the assembled fans, I'll thank you once more for joining us and hope you'll do the same tomorrow night.